Good morning children. Welcome to social science class. Okay. The last class we have studied about the sources of modern India. Okay. So these sources are divided into two, written sources and material sources. So that material sources means that painting, statues, historical buildings and coins. That written sources, literature, government documents, autobiography, pamphlets and manuscripts. These are the written sources. So these written sources are preserved in a place that is called archives. What is archives? The place where the government documents are preserved. Preserved means protect. Okay, that much only we have studied yesterday, isn't it? Today I am going to teach about the advent of the Europeans. Yesterday's lessons heading also same only, but yesterday we studied the subheading sources of the modern period. Today, advent of the Europeans. Advent meanings what I told you, arrival or coming of the Europeans. Okay, can you say the name of some Europeans? Portugal country. Okay, Portugal, the Dutch, the British, the Danish, the French. These five countries came to India for trade. Those were the countries, the Portugal, the Dutch, Holland, then the Britain, then Danish, then the French. These are the countries came to India for trade. Okay, come to the point. Okay, why the European countries came to India for trade? Can you say why the European countries came to India for trade? The Europeans came to know about the rich wealth of India. Europeans came to know about the rich wealth of India. It attracted the Europeans to our country. Okay, because of the rich wealth of India only the Europeans came to India for trade. The rich wealth attracted the Europeans to our country. Okay. At the first or the beginning, the Europeans used the land route to India through Constantinople. Okay, through Constantinople, the Europeans came to India for trade. See, if you see the picture here, only that Europe. Here only that Constantinople. Okay, so after that the Constantinople, that is the middle way to them. So through the Constantinople, the European countries came to India for trade. They used the land route. Okay, but in 1453, that is very important. The year 1453 AD. The year 1453 AD. Turks captured Constantinople. Who captured Constantinople? The Turks captured Constantinople. Okay, now what they? The land route between India and Europe was closed by the Turks. The land route between India and Europe were closed. Who closed the land route? The Turks. Why the Turks closed the land route? Because now they captured Constantinople. That Constantinople is under the control of the Turks. Okay. So now it became very urgent to the European countries to discover new sea route to India. Okay. So it is very urgent to the Europeans to find out a new sea route to India. Okay, so for that first that Portugal. Okay, among the European nations, that Portugal was the foremost meaning first country to take an attempt to discover sea route to India. Which country was the foremost came out to find out the sea route to India? Portugal. Okay, the Portugal was the foremost nation or country to take an attempt to discover a sea route to India. Yes. Okay. Here that time Prince Henry. Who was Prince Henry? Prince Henry was the ruler of Portugal. Prince Henry. Okay, you know the name, isn't it? Prince Henry of Portugal. What he did means that he encouraged his countrymen. He encouraged his countrymen to take off an adventurous meanings dangerous. What is the meaning of adventurous? Dangerous the life, isn't it? Adventurous of life of exploring the unknown regions of the world. Exploring meanings discovered. Okay, so Prince Henry encouraged his countrymen to take off an adventurous life, dangerous life of exploring the new countries or unknown regions of the world. Who encouraged his countrymen? Prince Henry. So Prince Henry was called as the Prince the Navigator. So who was called as the Henry the Navigator? Prince Henry. He belonged to which country? Portugal. Yes? Okay. So that navigator means a person who explored by ship. Okay. So that navigator. Who was called as the Henry Navigator? Prince Henry. Name also there, isn't it? So all of you know. Okay. So he encouraged, the prince encouraged his countrymen to find out a new sea route to India and to discover the unknown regions of the world. Okay, so first man, Bartholomew Dias. Who was the first man? Bartholomew Dias. He was a sailor, Portuguese sailor. Bartholomew Dias was a Portuguese sailor. What he did means he was patronized by John II, King John II. Patronized meanings encouraged or supported. You know, if you wanted to take a voyage, it is very difficult. They need more money also, isn't it? People, everything. So that the king helped the people. Bartholomew Dias. Okay, who helped? John II helped Bartholomew Dias. Okay, to a voyage. So he reached to up to that southern part of Africa. Yeah, the southern part of Africa. He reached to the southern part of Africa. Okay, so Africa, the southern at the end of Africa. Who reached? Bartholomew Dias. He reached to the southern part of India. There that time there was a heavy storm. Storm means wind, heavy wind. So he couldn't come forward to find out a sea route to India. Up to the southern tip of Africa only he reached and he returned to where? His country, Portugal. Okay, so who was the first man came to find out a sea route to India? Bartholomew Dias, but he couldn't find out, isn't it? But he reached up to the southern part of Africa only, then he returned to his home. Okay, after Vasco da Gama, after Bartholomew Dias, second Vasco da Gama. See, this Vasco da Gama, he was another Portuguese sailor. Vasco da Gama was another Portuguese sailor. Then he also traveled and he reached up to the southern tip of Africa. The same place only he also reached at the southern tip of Africa only. That time, after that, what he continued his voyage. Then he reached to Mozambique. Mozambique means that it is in Africa only, here only. Mozambique. In your book you can see, okay. Mozambique. He took the voyage up to Mozambique in Africa. From Mozambique, he reached to India. India in which place? Calicut. He reached to Calicut. Calicut in 1498. When he reached 1498, he reached to Calicut. Where is Calicut? Kerala. Okay. Don't think Calcutta. Calcutta is India. Okay, so not Calcutta, Calicut. Calicut is in Kerala state. Okay, so who reached to Calicut? Vasco da Gama reached to Calicut in the year 1498. Okay, this time he was received by the king Samarin. Samarin. Who was the Samarin? He was the king of Calicut, Kerala. Okay. So the king Samarin, he was the king of Calicut. He received Vasco da Gama, received welcome, isn't it? He received Vasco da Gama. That Samarin was the ruler of Calicut. Okay. So after Vasco da Gama, Pedro Alvarez Cabral. So first Vasco da Gama only reached to India at Calicut in the year 1498. Okay. So that time King Samarin, the ruler of Calicut, received Vasco da Gama. After Vasco da Gama, Pedro Alvarez Cabral. He sailed towards India with 13 ships and a few hundred men. Okay, 13 ships and a few hundred men. He also reached up to Calicut. Who reached this man? Pedro Alvarez Cabral also reached to Calicut. This time there was a conflict meaning quarrel between the ruler of Calicut and the Portuguese and this time when Vasco da Gama came first time, Samarin received him, welcome. Okay, but now when Pedro Alvarez came to Calicut, the same thing, Samarin only fought with the Portuguese. Okay, then this he reached here the year 1500. The next year 1501, Vasco da Gama came to India for the second time. First time he came and went. Now the Vasco da Gama came to India for the second time in 1501 with 20 ships and people. He also reached Calicut, same place, Cochin. Calicut is near Cochin. Okay, this time King Samarin attacked Cochin because that Cochin was now under the Portuguese, isn't it? So Vasco da Gama when reached Cochin at Calicut only. First time the Samarin he only received, but the same king, same person Vasco da Gama also. Okay, so now the second time 1501, this same king Samarin, he was fought with the Portuguese. Okay, so this time Vasco da Gama established factories at Calicut. Okay, so but that King Samarin that attacked Portuguese in, but he was defeated by the Portuguese. That King Samarin was defeated by the Portuguese. Okay, so that after that the third time Vasco da Gama came to India in the year 1524. When after 23 years, isn't it? Second time he came to India 1501 AD. But after his third voyage 1524, when he was reached the same place Cochin only, but this time he soon fell ill, and in December that 1524 he was died at Cochin. He came to Cochin also same year, that same year also he was died. Okay, that much only. That it. Okay, so here that three sailors, those who are Bartholomew Dias, Vasco da Gama, Pedro Alvarez. Next Vasco da Gama 3 times he came here, isn't it? But he after his third voyage he was died. Now that some places were occupied by the Portuguese and they established their factories in India. Okay, so this time Francisco de Almeida These three people, these three are the Portuguese sailors. These three are the governor. Okay, Francisco de Almeida, Alfonso de Albuquerque, Nino de Canta. These three are the governors. Okay, so that Francisco de Almeida, he was sent as the first governor for the Portuguese possessions in India. That means some places are occupied by the Portuguese, isn't it? So these places were ruled by a governor. He was Francisco de Almeida. He had a aim of developing the naval power of Portuguese in India. What is his aim? To develop the naval power in India. That means they only found out the sea route to India. He wanted to control the Indian Ocean trade. Who want to control the Indian Ocean trade? Francisco de Almeida. Who was Francisco de Almeida? He was the governor of Portuguese. Okay. So his policy was known as the Blue Water Policy. Whose policy was known as Blue Water Policy? Francisco de Almeida. Okay, so now he wanted to control the Indian Ocean trade. Okay, now that it was affected the other European countries. So the Egypt, Turkey and the Gujarat. Egypt, Turkey and the Gujarat made an alliance against the Portuguese. But Almeida defeated the combined army in the battle near Diu, near Gujarat. Okay, near Gujarat also joined, isn't it? Egypt and that Turkish joined together. They made an alliance with the Gujarat. Now that three kings joined together and they attacked the Portuguese. Okay, but now Portuguese, okay, this Almeida defeated the combined forces in a battle near Diu. Where is Diu? Diu is near Gujarat. Okay, after Francisco de Almeida, Alfonso de Albuquerque came to India. He was the real founder of the Portuguese power in India. Who was the real founder of the Portuguese power in India? Alfonso de Albuquerque. But he was, his policy was Blue Water Policy, isn't it? He couldn't capture the places. But here, now Alfonso de Albuquerque, he was the real founder of the Portuguese power in India. He captured Goa from the Sultan of Bijapur. From the Sultan of Bijapur, he captured Goa. He encouraged the marriages of the Portuguese with the Indian kings. He encouraged the marriage of the Portuguese with the Indian women. So he maintained friendly relationship with the Vijayanagar Empire. Okay. After that, Nino de Ganga, he was the another one governor, okay, of the Portuguese. Okay. He moved or shifted the capital from Cochin to Goa. Then during the 16th century, that Portuguese succeeded in capturing Goa, Daman, Diu, Salsette, Basin, Bombay. All the places are near the Gujarat. Okay, between Bombay and Gujarat only they conquered. So the Portuguese only brought the cultivation of tobacco to India. Then the printing press was set up at Goa by the Portuguese in 1563. This much only about that Portuguese. Okay, we will continue the next class, the lesson in the next class. Okay, thank you.